Namaskar, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors, professionals, listeners, learners. I welcome, I respect all respected doctors and directors, honorable ministers and managers, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators, advisors, especially I welcome the most honorable President Counsellor Modi ji. I, Dr. Rakesh from GSC, heartily cordially welcome. It is really nice time, nice place, nice action today. Let's go through what is happening around the world in the form of unity and diversity. PH2 of SIR exercise in 12 states, duties from November 4. Under the Citizenship Act, there are separate provisions for citizenship in Assam under the supervision of the Supreme Court. The exercise of checking citizenship is about to be completed. The June 24 SIR order was for the entire country. Under such circumstances, this would not have applied to Assam. European list EC to announce date for Assam later from News from New Delhi. Election Commission will conduct phase 2 of the Special Intensive Revision of Electoral Rolls in 12 states and union territories between November and February. Chief Election Commissioner Ganesh Kumar announced on Monday the states and duties are the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Gujarat, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Puducherry, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. Among these, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Kerala, and West Bengal will go to the polls in 2026. Kumar clarified that in Assam, where polls are also due in 2026, the revision of electoral rolls will be announced separately. Phase 2 of the SIR exercise will begin on November 4 with the enumeration stage and continue till December 4. The EC will release the draft electoral rolls on December 9 and the final electoral rolls will be published on February 7. Kumar said a separate provision of the Citizenship Act was applicable to Assam. Under the Citizenship Act, there are separate provisions for citizenship in Assam. Under the supervision of the Supreme Court, the exercise of checking citizenship is about to complete it. The June 24 SIR order was for the entire country. Under such circumstances, this would not have applied to Assam, Kumar said. So there will be separate revision orders issued for Assam and a separate SIR date will be announced. EAM Rubio discussed India-US ties global issues. Kuala Lumpur External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar Monday held talks with his American counterpart Mario Rubio amid efforts by the two sides to resist bilateral ties that have come under severe strain over punitive US tariffs on Indian goods. Jaishankar and Rubio met in Kuala Lumpur on the sidelines of the annual summit of the Asian. Glad to meet at the rate Sec Rubio this morning in Kuala Lumpur appreciated the discussion on our bilateral ties as well as regional and global issues. Jaishankar shared on social media. The relations between New Delhi and Washington have been reeling under severe strain after Trump imposed 50% tariffs on India, including an additional 25% levies for its procurement of Russian crude oil. Kangana gets bail in defamation case, regrets misunderstanding, news from Bathinda. BJP MP Kangana Ranaut appeared in a Bathinda court in a defamation case on Monday and said she regretted her retreat against a woman farmer who she addressed as Mataji. On October 10, a local court rejected the MP's plea to appear via video conference and ordered her to be present in person on October 27. Security was strengthened in and around Bathinda Court ahead of her appearance. Kangana arrived around 2 p.m. on Monday. It was brought to notice of the trial court judge Lafir Singh that Kangana is an MP and the case may be transferred to an MP or MLA court. The case was transferred and Kangana was granted bail on a bail bond of rupees 50,000 with a similar surety. Supreme Court rules of states duties on state dogs from New Delhi. Supreme Court Monday slammed the states and duties which have not filed their compliance affidavits in the state dogs case and said continuous incidents were happening and the country was being shown as none in foreign nations. The apex court directed chief secretaries of the states, except West Bengal and Telangana, to remain present before it on November 3 to present before it on Number 3 to explain why compliance affidavits were not filed despite the court's August 22 order. It is October 27 today, no response, nothing, and continuous incidents are happening. Your country is being shown as down in foreign countries. A three-judge special bench comprising Justice Vikram Nath, Sandeep Mehta and N.V. Anjaria said. Shariash here in Ozad House, ICU after internal bleeding. Cyclone to make landfall in AP. Supreme Court says wouldn't initiate contempt action on shoe attack from New Delhi. Supreme Court on Monday said it is not inclined to initiate contempt action against lawyer who had hurled a shoe towards CJ Biargaway, noting the CJ himself refused to proceed against him. Supreme Court said shouting slogans in court and hurling shoes are clear cases of contempt of court, but it all depends on the judge concerned under the law whether to proceed or not. High Court forced 2 lakh rupees cost in Punjab DGP, 3 others for disobedience. On Chandigarh in a stern message to government officials disregarding judicial directions, Punjab and Haryana High Court had imposed the cost of rupees 2 lakh on 4 senior Punjab officers, including Director General of Police DGP Gaurav Yadav for persistent and deliberate disobedience of its previous orders. Judicial Sudipu, Sudipati Sharma ordered that the penalty be covered in equal shares, rupees 50,000 each from the officers' salaries and deposited in the Punjab Chief Minister's fund. The judge observed that despite repeated extensions and warnings, failed to officers failed to comply with the court's directions issued over a year ago to curb the menace of modified vehicles lying in violation of the Motor Vehicles Act 1958. PIO woman raped in UK, man arrested from London, took up serious made in Himachal for failed quality test from Kudu, losing hope on J&K statehood restoration, CM says. Supreme Court rules of state cities on state laws. Supreme Court refuses to making public names for CIC ICs. On January 7, the top court took a dim view of the vacancies in the Central Information Commissioner and State Information Commission directed the center to immediately fill the post. Thousands take part in Chhath Puja at 188 Arts in Kolkata. Will defeat money power liberation candidate. Customs Vigyan Ratan for physicist Jayant Darligar. Will protest bid to delete names of eligible voters, TMC says from Kolkata. Rahul to address rallies tomorrow from Patna. Bihar BJP expelled 6, including MLA Bhagalpur. No hurdle in carrying out SIR in Bengal, says CEC. States are bound to support it. Bengal shuffles 527 bureaucrats before AC's all division time. Black holes, cosmic jets join forces to shape galaxies, study says from Bangalore. Parade art of Ranjit Singh era to go under the hammer at Saudi Bias. It takes, it takes a while for the eyes to spot Maharaja Ranjit Singh and his elephant, the 19th century painting of bustling bazaar, possibly in Amritsar or Lahore, is packed with merchants, merchants, mammals, and makers. Apart from camels and horses, there is jeweler beating gold over a brazier. A metal worker bent over his craft, a doctor checking a woman's pulse, a kite maker, a priest, and even a beard batter. In the middle, a little boy tugs at his mother's sleeve for attention. Man invites Grace to Guru's martyrdom anniversary event from Chandigarh. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann on Monday invited the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, to attend the commemoration event for the 35th martyrdom day of Guru Tegh Bahadur at Shri Anandpur Sahib. Mann met President Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan on Monday to formally request her attendance at the commemorative events. He said a detailed official program was shared with the President and she was requested to attend the event as per her convenience. He also noted that the modalities for the President's visit would be finalized soon. The CM informed the President that the state government had already planned numerous events across Punjab to suitable commemorate this once in lifetime occasion. Man said on the historic occasion of the 35th martyrdom day of Hind ki Chadar, Guru Tegh Bahadur, the Punjab government would organize grand events with deep reverence and respect across the state. Man said the commemorative events begin on Saturday after the Punjab government performed an ardas at Gurudwara Sisganj Sahib and later a grand Kirtan Darbar was organized at Gurudwara Rakabganj Sahib. Meanwhile, Punjab's ministers Harbhajan Singh and Varinder Kumar Goyal met Puducherry Chief Minister N. Rangaswamy and extended a formal invitation to attend the main events scheduled at Shri Anandpur Sahib next month. Tent City at Anandpur Sahib, Punjab Tourism Minister Tarun Singh on a Monday announced that a large-scale tent city was being set up at Shri Anandpur Sahib and accommodate devotees attending the commemoration events surrounding the 35th martyrdom anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. The tent city is being set up at three sites: Agampur, PSPCL ground, Meteor, and Jindri to ensure proper lodging facilities for the devotees. The Department of the Tourism and Cultural Affairs is spending approximately rupees 21.52 crore for the tent city, pay informed. Announce for 50 rupees per quintal SAP for sugarcane. PBI youth stranded in Tajikistan returned from Chandigarh. KUP registrar's appointment challenged in High Court from Bathinda. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has issued notice to the centre to file a reply within 6 weeks on a petition challenging the appointment of the registrar of the Central University of Punjab, Bathinda. Drop in yield concerning from Chandigarh gives special bonus to farmers from Jalandhar. Dwarf virus hits paddy. Fatehgarh Sahib sees 35% drop in crop arrival. Only 2.92 LMT of crop arrived so far. SGPC to crop PUs, not to seminar on Sikh Guru. From Chandigarh, Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee President Harjinder Singh Dhami on Monday condemned Punjab University's decision to deny permission for a seminar dedicated to the 35th martyrdom anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur, which was to be held by the Students' Union. In a written statement, Dhami said, preventing a seminar dedicated to the 35th martyrdom anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib is an anti-Sikh action of a direct attack on freedom of expression. It is extremely painful and worrying that in EU established on the land of Punjab, an attempt is being made to suppress the voices of Sikh scholars and intellectuals. Dhami and SDPC will conduct its own investigation into this matter and take appropriate action. Indian opener Pratika out of WC with injury. Jampa to miss start to T21 series versus India. Skyphone not a concern. India coach says, honestly, Surya's batting form doesn't concern me because we have committed to an ultra aggressive template in our dressing room. When you embrace this philosophy, failures are inevitable. Gautam Gambhir, India coach says. Team India coach Gautam Gambhir backs T21 captain. From New Delhi, India's head coach Gautam Gambhir is not perturbed by T21 skipper Surya Kumar Yadav's poor form as failures are inevitable when the team is focused on playing an ultra-aggressive brand of cricket. While India won the Asia Cup tournament last month in the UAE under the captaincy Surya Kumar on form with the bat left a lot to be desired, as managed just 72 runs in 7 innings. Shariaz Ayyar in hospital with lacerated spleen from New Delhi. Libya's brilliance powered JK to dominant win over Raj. Leopard stage into Jaipur fort from news from Jaipur, a leopard from Rajasthan's Jhalana forest reserve stayed into the historic Moti Dungri Fort complex, once residence former Jaipur royal late Gayatri Devi Sunday evening, triggering panic among people living closely. The fort is barely 4 kilometers from the forest. The forest department had issued an advisory urging locals not to venture out alone after dark. Range officer Jitendra Singh said our team began monitoring the animal once we received information about its last sighting. Camera traps have been installed and cages are placed to safely capture and relocate the leopard. The sprawling fort is surrounded by thick vegetation that provides ample cover for predators and a steady prey base. The foothills below the fort, however, are densely populated with closely built houses and sizable human population. 28 of 49 failed drug samples from Badi, Uttarakhand, and missing in Mozambique. What tragedy! Nandan Singh was among the crew aboard a vessel that capsized in turbulent waters near Birapur. His family has been unable to contact him since the incident. From Bageshwar, a 37-year-old merchant navy sailor from Bageshwar's Kulag village has been missing since a boat accident off Mozambique's coast on October 16. Nandan Singh was among the crew aboard a vessel that capsized in turbulent waters near Vera Port. His family has been unable to contact him since the incident. His wife Geeta Devi said on Monday, I last spoke to him on October 15. The next day, the company called to say the boat had met with an accident. They said rescue work was on, but it's been 12 days and there is still no word. She said, her voice trembling with exhaustion as her two children, Ritik 9 and Avish 6, huddled nearby. Singh, who had been working in the merchant navy for 15 years, was the family's sole breadwinner after his father's death. He worked abroad only to keep our home running, and now we have no knowledge of his whereabouts. Please, someone help me. I just want to see his face once, pleaded his mother, Ira Devi, clutching a faded photograph of her missing son. The family keeps a light burning outside their house as a beacon of hope. Each day beginning with a optimism and ending in heartbreak as they await news of Singh. Nandan Singh's cousin, Gopal Singh said, we have tried everything, contact, contacting the company officials, even local sources, but have not yet received any concrete information. We are begging the government to help us reach him wherever he is. Akhil Azhan, a social worker, has taken up the matter and has returned to the district magistrate on Monday, seeking urgent intervention. Guru SDM Anil and Chanyal had assured the family of assistance and said the Indian embassy in Mozambique will be contacted to trace Singh and the other missing sailors. Punjabi singer booked for firing gunshots from Mohali. A dramatic late night incident. Punjabi singer Gagandeep Singh alias Prince Randhawa was booked for firing gunshots in the air following a violent altercation outside a popular mall in Mohali. Police said a close FIR was also registered against the other party as both groups accused each other of assault, abuse, and provocation during what appeared to be a broad rage incident that spiraled into violence, according to police. The scuffle occurred around 2:30 a.m. on Sunday outside a mall near a luxury hotel in Mohali when Prince Hawa's vehicle alleged hit the leg of another man. Pratap Singh Randhawa, a property dealer from Sector 78, Mohali. The heated argument that followed soon escalated into a physical fight involving both men, their female companions, and several others. DSP Harsimran Singh Bal shared during the flight firing was reported the weapon used with confiscated. Arping's new Majha in judge. Indians in US and Canada face criticism for careless driving. High Court seeks response on medical care for road accident victims. From Chandigarh, taking cognizance of a plea filed related to the death of Punjabi singer Rajveer Singh Javandha. The Punjab and Haryana High Court on Monday issued a notice to the states of Punjab, Haryana and Chandigarh administration seeking a reply on issue concerning the availability of immediate medical care for road accident victims. The petition in this case has sought direction for a specific investigation into alleged medical negligence in Jawahar's case and sweeping systematic reforms to ensure all road accident victims receive prompt medical attention, a right protected under the Constitution. A division bench headed by Chief Justice Sheel Nagu issued the notice while hearing a public interest litigation filed by NGO Lawyers for Human Rights International. Rajiv Singh Ravana was injured on September 27 when his vehicle collided with stray cattle near Pinjore in Panchkula. He had sustained severe head and spinal injuries. According to PIL, immediately after his accident, the singer was rushed to a nearby multi-specialty hospital in Pinjore. However, according to the police general diary report PR number 61 dated September 28, the doctor refused to give any preliminary medical care to the injured, who was then transferred to three subsequent medical facilities, including Fortis Hospital, Mohali, where he ultimately succumbed to his injuries on October 8. The PIL had sought direction for an inquiry to examination Jamanda's entire medical history and provide an unbiased opinion as to whether the refusal of preliminary care at the Pinjore Multiplicity Hospital constituted professional negligence and if the standard of medical care stipulated by the Supreme Court in the landmark Jacob Matthews case was violated. The PIL alleged that this lapse was instrumental in the death of the singer, arguing that his condition would not have become critical if first aid was administered promptly. The systematic shortcomings across Punjab, Haryana, and UT, Chandigarh result in lots of lives are lost because of non-availability of immediate medical care to the victims, the PIL has argued. The petition also referred to NCRB data stating that Punjab 6,122 road accidents in 2022 resulted in 4,688 deaths, and in Haryana 10,654 accidents the same year, led by 5,228 deaths. It was also stated that massive number of fatalities due to road accidents would say spotlight on a crucial policy gap. Indians in US and Canada face criticism for careless driving. Church celebration in Makkah, warring crashes against SIL in Punjab, acid involves Dharmi causing talks relief measures. CGI wants Justice Suryakant as next CGI. From New Delhi, Chief Justice of India Bhushan Ram Krishna Gavai has recommended to the center the name of Justice Suryakant as the next CGI. Justice Suryakant, the second senior most Supreme Court judge after the incumbent CGI Gavai, is set to become the 53rd Chief Justice of India on November 24 after CGI Gavai's retirement on November 23. CGI Gavai, who was sworn in on Monday 14 this year, recommended to the Union Law Ministry to appoint Justice Suryakant as the next CGI. Sources said Justice Suryakant, who was elevated as the judge of the Supreme Court on May 24, 2019, would have a tenure of over 1.2 years as the CGI. He is due to retire on 9/27. The retirement age of Supreme Court judge is 65 years. According to the Memorandum of Procedure, a set of documents which guide the appointment, transfer and elevation of Supreme Court and High Court judges states that appointment to the office of the Chief Justice of India should be the senior most judge of the Supreme Court considered fit to hold the office. The Union Law Minister would at the appropriate time seek the recommendations of the outgoing CGI for the appointment of its successor. Conventionally, the letter is sent a month before the incumbent CGI retires on attaining the age of 65 years. Justice Suryakant, born in a middle class family on February 10, 1962, in his district of Haryana, became a top court judge on May 24, 2019. Justice Suryakant brings to the country's top judicial office a wealth of experience spanning 2 decades on the bench, marked by landmark verdict on abrogation of Article 370, free speech, democracy, corruption, environment, and gender equality. Justice Suryakant was brought to the bench that kept the colonial colonial era sedition law in abeyance, directing that no new FIR be registered under it until government review. SIT likely to submit Dharamshad Dharamshatla report by 231 Home Minister says from Bangalore. BSF seizes drugs drug from Kanpur in Jammu. Will remain Karnataka CM for 5 years if found besides Siddharth. The says from Bengaluru. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddharamaiah on Monday said he would continue in office for the full 5 years term subject to the Congress High Command decision. There has been speculation about a possible change in the leadership when the Congress government reaches the halfway mark of its 5 year term in November. A phase being referred to by some as a November revolution. However, amid the talks of a leader hip change, Siddharmaya has consistently reiterated that he will complete a full 5 year term. BSF series drug route from Pakistan in Jammu in high-tech league Pune rail earth metal plant goes live from Nagpur. Assam ruling ban on BIR Lachit Sena from Guwahati. Plea on judges' retirement. Supreme Court notice to MP government, High Court call to enhance says from 60 years to 61 years. From New Delhi, the Supreme Court on Monday sought responses from the Madhya Pradesh government and the High Court registry on a plea challenging the refusal to enhance the retirement age of judicial officers in the state from 60 to 61 years. On May 26, a bench headed by Chief Justice B.R. Gavai had said there was no legal impediment in raising the retirement age to 61 years for judicial officers in Madhya Pradesh. On Monday, the next court bench, which also comprised senior K. Chandran, resides in CGI, issued the notices while hearing the petition filed by the Madhya Pradesh Judge Association. The judges' body has upheld an administrative decision of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, declining to increase the retirement age despite clear directions from the apex court earlier this year. The association said that the refusal was in violation of the Supreme Court's order, dated May 26, in which the bench led by CCI had clarified that there was no impediment to raising the retirement age of district judges to 61 years. The top court had then directed the Madhya Pradesh High Court to take an administrative decision on the issue within 2 months. According to the petition, the High Court communicated the decision orally through the Registrar General and has not provided a copy of its administrative order dated August 22, 2025. The Honorable High Court has been refused to provide a copy of its decision to the petitioner. The office bearer of the petitioner association was only informed that the plea for enhancement of Supreme Court of, of superannuation is superannuation is has been kept in abeyance or rejected on the ground that at present there is no requirement to do so, the plea said. The petitioners alleged that the conduct of the High Court reflected stepmotherly treatment towards judicial officers of the subordinate judiciary. The negative attitude adopted by the Honorable High Court of Madhya Pradesh in this matter of legitimate expectation is a clear example of stepmotherly treatment meted out to the judicial officers at the hands of their own guardian court, the plea added. Appearing for the Petitioner Association, senior advocate Ajit Hashmi argued that it was merely seeking parity and with judicial officers in Telangana, where the retirement age of district judges has already been enhanced to 61 years in accordance with the Supreme Court's clarification. We are not seeking enhancement to 62 years only to 61 years as permitted for the Telangana as we submitted. Haryana woman deported from US son still in camp from Hisar regime. Incidents of untouchability declined in Himachal CM says from Shimla. Couple caught consuming heroin in hotel from at Zirakpur from Mohali. Over implication in criminal cases, growing concern, High Court says. Say such practices undermine fairness in investigation and trial. The power under Section 319 CRPC is discretionary and extraordinary, which is to be exercised sparingly and only when strong and cogent evidence comes before the court indicating that the person sought to be summoned has committed offense rather than one mere public mere probability of his complicity. Justice Sumi Goyal's Punjab and Haryana High Court said. From Chandigarh, the Punjab and Haryana High Court has cautioned against the growing tendency to implicate peripheral persons in criminal cases, warning that the criminal justice process must not become an instrument of coercion or harassment. Observing that complaints often amplify the array of accused beyond the principal perpetrated. perpetrated. The court held that such practices undermine fairness in investigation and trial. Justice Sumit Goyal passed the orders by dismissing a criminal revision petition filed by one Vijay Kumar challenging the April 7, 2021 order of the Sessions Judge Sirsa, refusing to summon three additional persons as accused under Section 319 of the Code of Criminal Procedure is an assault case registered at Elnawad Police Station Sirsa. Justice Goyal, Justice Goyal held that the power to summon the new accused during trial is extraordinary in nature and must be involved only when strong and cogent evidence emerges linking the person to the alleged offense. Section 319 CRPC must be based on evidence stronger than mere probability. The court observed, adding that a simple iteration of earlier allegation already found unsubstantiated by the police cannot justify the exercise of such powers. Vijay Kumar lost the FIR on June 17, 2018. Police charged six three people, Sunil Kumar, Rajendra Kumar, and Prakash by finding Rani Maniram, Vinod Kumar, and Naresh Kumar, son of Prakash, innocent and placing their name in the column number 2 of the final report. At trial, the complaint appeared as crime witness, reiterating his allegations and attributing specific roles to the three men dropped from the charge sheet. Based on this testimony, the prosecution sought their summoning on additional accused, but the Sessions Court rejected the plea. After examining the record, Justice Goyal found no new or independent evidence to justify interference with the session judge's order. The court noted that the complaint's statement substantially mirrored the contents of the FIR and the alleged incidents occurred on July 7, 2018. But the FIR was lost 10 days later, raising questions about its reliability. Finding the petition devoid of merit, Justice Goyal found that the Sessions Court appropriately dealt with the matter and ordered that the trial processed uninfluenced by the present observations. Punjab takes up Adalpur Airport connectivity Delhi Katra Highway Fund Village with NHI. Punjab Industries Minister Sanjeev Arora said since the stretch near Adalpur Airport fell under the Union Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, he requested that the NHAI take it up immediately to ensure safe and efficient airport connectivity. From Chandigarh, Punjab, Industries Minister Sanjeev Arora on Monday said Santosh Kumar Yadav, Chairman, National Highway Authority of India, to review the progress and resolve the pending infrastructure projects in the state. Arora stressed the urgent need to develop the 3 kilometers approach area near the Adampur airport. The minister said since the stretch near Adampur airport fell under the Union Ministry of the Road Transport and Highway, he requested that the NHAI take it up immediately to ensure safe and efficient airport connectivity. The Ludhiana-Ropar Highway project was also a major concern, with the minister noting significant execution delays. Arora demanded the project to be tendered and fast-tracked to complete the long pending works without further delay. Additionally, the minister assured of assisting with soil filling for the projects adhering to the Punjab government's mining policy. The issue of recurring fund release and portal issues affecting the Delhi Katra highway was also taken up. Arora emphasized that the technical issues related to the central funds portal were stalling work and causing financial uncertainty. NHAI chairman instructed the regional office Punjab to resolve all portal related issues promptly and ensure interrupted fund flows, said an official spokesperson for the National Highways Logistics Management Limited NHLML parking project. Arora highlighted bureaucratic delays that have held up the tender and construction. Santosh Kumar responded by directing NHLML officials concerned to grant the necessary approvals so that the work could commence at the earliest. expressing concern over the slow progress of the Ludhiana cycle train. The Minister urged stronger supervision and direct intervention by the regional officer Punjab to ensure the NHAI's pilot project was completed on schedule for the benefit of the commuters and cyclists. A detailed review was also held on the Jalandhar Amritsar highway, where the officials discussed outstanding works regarding repairs and agreed on accelerated action plans to clear pending items and improve traffic flow and safety, said the spokesperson. With commercial operations set to commence at Alwada Airport shortly, Aurora stressed the importance of robust water connectivity to the airport to serve the transportation needs of the entire Malwa region. The NHAI ensured coordinated planning to prioritize approaches and access roads. The spokesperson added. The minister also pressed for improved routine maintenance of the NHAI highways across Punjab, including timely repair of surfaces and prompt restoration and upkeep of the street lighting to enhance road safety during night hours. Sukhu for swift implementation of budget announcements from Shimla. Climate change threatens space development range. Government reports say from Shimla, 2,580 farm fire incidents reported in 2024 to 25, up from 856 in 2022 to 23. HP couples get married under Article Law from Shimla. Himachal Pradesh to ensure safe overseas employment for you. Cyclone Montha set to make landfall near Andhra coast from Amravati. Army makes 79th Infantry Day from Chandigarh. The Indian Army celebrated the 79th Infantry Day, also known as Surya Divas, to honor the unmatched courage, valor, and sacrifices of the infantrymen who have steadfastly defended the sovereignty and integrity of the nation. Since independence, the day holds special significance in India's military history. On 27 October 1947, troops of the 1st Battalion of the 6th Regiment were airlifted at Srinagar to defend Jammu and Kashmir from invading forces. Plea on judges' retirement, Supreme Court notice to MP government, High Court. Court to enhance is from 60 years to 61 years. New Delhi, the Supreme Court on Monday sought responses from the Madhya Pradesh government and the High Court registry on a plea challenging the refusal to enhance the retirement age of judicial officers in the state from 60 to 61 years. On May 26, a bench headed by Chief Justice B.R. Gawai had said there was no legal impediment in raising the retirement age to 61 years for judicial officers in Madhya Pradesh. On Monday, the Apex Court bench, which also comprised Justice K. Kovin Chandran, besides the CJI, issued the notices while hearing the petition filed by the Madhya Pradesh Judges Association. The judges' body had upheld an administrative decision of the Madhya Pradesh High Court declining to increase the retirement age despite clear directions from the apex or earlier this year. The association said that the refusal was in violation of the Supreme Court's order dated May 26, in which the bench led by the CJI had clarified that there was no impediment to raising the term of the district judges to 61 years. The top court had then directed the Madhya Pradesh High Court to take an administrative decision on the issue within 2 months. According to the petition, the High Court communicated its decision orally to the Registrar General and has not provided a copy of its administrative order dated August 22, 2025. The Honorable High Court had even refused to provide a copy of its decision to the petitioner. The office leader of the Petitioner Association was orally informed that the plea for enhancement of superannuation age had been kept in abeyance or rejected on the ground that at present there is no requirement to do so, the plea said. No compliance report filed despite repeated opportunities, High Court says panel to review status of proposal for Kiswar Airport from Jammu. Delhi Airport can raise passenger handling capacity to 130 million from New Delhi. Delhi Airport can scale up its annual passenger handling capacity to up to 130 million and efficiencies can thrive, its CEO Videsh Kumar Jayapriya has said. India flags concerned over constricted energy trade and market access issues. News from New Delhi. Year into office, Omar says losing hope on restoration of statehood from Srinagar. Must introspect, remain prepared for war, Rajnath Singh says from New Delhi. Was mistaken for women farmer. Respect her, Kangana says. Create new words with power of imagination. It's only in your imagination, or don't let your imagination run wild or critics. We often hear from teachers, parents, adults, or friends. However, notwithstanding occasions when imagination can distort the truth. Our imagination is an inherent power that allows us to transcend the here and now and create new images and ideas to revalue and treasure past and dream a serene future. It also helps us relate to the it also helps us relate to and respond to God. Though science and commerce have brought many benefits, they have also contributed to a loss of enhancement and a deep-rooted sense of the sacred in us. Relationships are often built and broken on the basis of cost-benefit ratios. The visual and material are all the form. Consequently, one imprisons oneself in a self-contained technocratic sphere without the richness of community and the joy of seeking life's deeper meaning. Yet imagination can help us reorient our lives and reinvent our world. Poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge wrote about memory and secondary imagination. Primary imagination is our capacity to perceive and organize stimuli from the outside world. We have the power to orient our lives. Secondary imagination refers to the ability to go beyond primary organization, to reassemble perceptions and synthesis fragmentary truths, creating new meaning which ultimately is our quest for the divine. Thus, second imagination helps us to make meaning in the spiritual releases realm. Our body is awash with pregnant signs of the sacred and strangeness of the divine, while primary imagination makes us recognize new signs and stirrings. Secondary imagination creates a new meaning to symbols expressed in diverse forms such as rituals, myths, poetry, art, music, and stories. This transforms us into the realm of transcendence. Imagination becomes our gateway of the world. Imagination functions through the language of symbols. We sometimes dismiss symbols as being not real. This is naive. When symbols function at the edge of language, push back the borders of the unknown, revealing truth to us in a way we can grasp. Moreover, symbols address the many dimensions of life: intellectual, emotional, moral, aesthetic, religious, spiritual, and so on, thereby involving our whole being, leading to a deeper perception of truth within us and without. The imagination symbol making power allows us to negotiate the paradoxes of life. We glimpse that beneath the pain of death lies the promise of life, that beyond doubt lies faith. That despite falsehood around us, truth must prevail in all this. Our imagination manufactured symbols from embodied ritual symbols to metamorphic story symbols that help us cope with the contradiction and challenges of our finite human lives. From birth to death, we live in a specific slice of history. Religions differ on what lies before and after, yet human consciousness has a statutory temporal quality whereby it tries to make sense of everything by fitting into a narrative. We first this and then that, using the symbols of our culture and a reason to tell our story. Our stories will differ, but it is up to us to create new stories and reconfigure the elements of our experiences into new patterns, providing further possibilities for life. Politicians and promises how southern cities connect with southern elections. Just to vote air, how serious is India about air quality if its capital's pollution meters form out of the year's most polluted night. Making AI less dangerous is a rare trade problem. There is nothing wrong with GOI's draft rules on countering deep fakes, but all AI regulation is hamstrung by USA's hands-off approach and the tech changing too fast. Government has to act very fast. Just keep pace. Sir, please note. God that IC's fellow state board revision incorporates lessons learned in Bihar, but the commission needs to do more. Many Bihars, many stories. Loyalty to Nitish and our Tejaswi's popular 10k rupees per festival transfer to women accounts could counter entry. Incumbency, unemployment is a huge issue as our paper leaks. Donor who gave 130 dollars to Trump to pay US troops is inclusive here to Marin Virtual from Washington. Timothy Allen, a reclusive billionaire and a major financial backer of President Trump, is the anonymous private donor who gave $130 million to the US government to help pay tools during the shutdown. According to two people familiar with the matter, Trump announced the donation Thursday, but he declined to identify the person who provided the funds, only calling him a parent and a friend. But the two people who spoke on the condition of anonymity because the donation was private identified him as Malan. Shortly after departing Washington on Friday, Trump again declined to identify Malan while talking to reports abroad. Air Force One, he only said the individual was a great American citizen and a substantial man. He doesn't want publicity, Trump said as he headed to Malaysia. The White House declined to comment. Multiple attempts to reach Mellon and representatives for him were unsuccessful. It remains unclear how far the donation will go toward covering the salaries of the more than 1.3 million troops who make up the active duty military. The Trump administration 2025 budget requested about $600 billion in total military compensation. A $130 million donation would equal about $100 a service member. Mellon, a wealthy banking peer and a lean and railroad magnate, is a long-time backer of Trump and gave tens of millions of dollars to groups supporting the president's campaign. Last year, he made a $50 million donation to a super political action committee supporting Trump, which was one of the largest single contributions ever disclosed. The grandson of former, former Treasury Secretary Andrew W. Mellon. Mellon was not a prominent Republican donor until Trump was elected, but in recent years, he was poured hundreds of millions of dollars into supporting Trump and the Republican Party. The Pentagon said it accepted the donation under the General Gift Acceptance Authority. The donation was made on the condition that it be used to offset the cost of service members' salaries and benefits. Steve Pernell, the Pentagon chief spokesperson, said in a statement still, the donation appears to be a potential violation of the Anti-Deficiency Act, which prohibits federal agencies from spending money in excess of congressional appropriation or from the accepting voluntary services. Indian origin woman assaulted in racially aggravated rap in UK. From London, a 20-year-old woman locally identified as being of Indian heritage was attacked in a racially aggravated rape in the West Midlands region of England over the weekend. The police said a 32-year-old man was arrested on Monday morning on suspicion of rape after a manhunt was launched in the week of the attack on Saturday evening. Israeli strike on Gaza didn't violate ceasefire, says. Russia said it downed 193 Ukrainian drones for dying in Nepal due to altitude sickness from Kathmandu. Kamala wants to bloom again. Harish hustles for second shot in US presidency. Flying in the US, your photo will be sent into facial recognition database. Trump says he underwent an MRI examination. Trump in Japan as hosts grow for China trade deal. The optimism boosted stock markets from Tokyo. Optimism grew Monday that Donald Trump and China Xi Jinping will end their pushing trade war in talks this week. As the US President touched down in Tokyo on the latest leg of an Asian tour, Trump said a route to close US ally Japan that he was hopeful of a deal and Xi on Thursday while also indicating he was willing to extend his trip in order to meet North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. I have a lot of respect for President Xi and we are going to, I think, come away with a deal, Trump told reporters on Air Force One, adding that he aimed to go to China in the earlier part of 2026. The optimism boosted stock markets with Japan's Nikkei surpassing 50,000 points for the first time, and dozens of people gathered at Haneda Airport to take photos. The presidential plan also bearing Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent landed at sunset, supporting a golden time. Trump boarded a helicopter to take him into the bright lights of the Japanese metropolis in time for an evening audience with the emperor. A great man, Trump said afterwards. On Tuesday, Trump was expected to meet new conservative Prime Minister Sam Tackett and make a speech on the USS George Washington aircraft carrier docked at the US Naval Base Yokosuka. I hear phenomenal things, was a great ally and friend of Shinzo Abe, who was my friend, Trump said, referring to the assassinated former premier. Trump's Asia trip, his first tour of the region since returning to office, kicked off in Malaysia on Sunday with a flurry of agreements on the sidelines of an association of Southeast Asian Nation Summit. He also moved to mention with Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, but not with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney ruling out a meeting anytime soon. Canada has been ripping us off for a long time, and they are not going to rip us off anymore. Trump said the greatest prize for Trump and for global markets remains China deal. Trump is due to meet Xi on Thursday in South Korea for their first face-to-face talks since the 79-year-old Republicans returned to the White House. Before Trump's arrival in Malaysia. President and China's Vice Premier, he lifelong held 2 days of trade talks, seeking an agreement to avoid additional 100% tariffs due to come into effect on November 1. China's Vice Commerce Minister Lai Shenzhen said a preliminary consensus had been reached. President said on Air Force One on Monday that they had agreed a framework for President Trump, President Xi to reside. Going to be great for China, great for us, Trump told reporters in Kuala Lumpur. On Friday, Takashi announced in her first policy speech that Japan would be spending 2% of gross domestic product on defense this fiscal year, but Washington, which has around 16,000 military personnel in Japan, wants Tokyo to spend more, potentially matching the 5% of GDP plans by NATO members in June. Most Japanese imports into the United States are subject to tariffs of 15%, less painful than the 25% first threatened. However, Trump also wants Japan to import more American products like rice, soybeans, and cars, including more for F-150 pickup trucks. Question also surround Japan's commitment to investment $550 billion in the United States as specified in the July trade deal. What I expect is that since Trump is someone who acts decisively, things might move in a positive direction for Japan, said Tokyo resident Sayaka Kamito 45. Trump is due in South Korea on Wednesday for the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation APEC summit and will meet President Lee Jae-myung. Trump has also fueled speculation that he could face-to-face talks with North Korea's Kim right on the Korean Peninsula. Trump says he underwent an MRI examination from Tokyo. The US President Donald Trump said on Monday he had undergone an MRI examination without saying why. It was perfect, he told reporters on board Air Force One en route to Tokyo. Magnetic resonance imaging came uses magnets and radio waves to create detailed images of the inside of the body. It can be used to monitor a range of conditions. Trump 79 was the oldest person to be inaugurated as US President when he retook the White House in January, and he is the second oldest person to serve as US President. Earlier this month, the US President's doctor said Trump was found to be in exceptional health in a medical evaluation in July. The White House disclosed that Trump was experiencing swelling in his lower legs and bruising on his right hand. After photographs showed the president with swollen ankles and makeup covering the arteries afflicted part of his hand. Trump's physician, Sid Barbella, said in a letter released by the White House at the time that test confirmed the leg issue was due to chronic venous insufficiency, a being and common condition, especially in people over 70 years old. Flying into US, your photo will be sent into facial recognition database. The US Custom and Border Protection has announced a sweeping expansion of its biometric tracking design, declaring in a recent notification in the Federal Register that virtually every non-US citizen entering or departing the US will be photographed and entered into a facial recognition database. Under the final rule, which covers airports, seaports, and land crossings, the agency states that it will implement an integrated biometric entry exit system that compares biometric data of aliens, for example, foreign nationals collected upon arrival with biometric data collected upon departure. This exercise will be carried out in order to address national security risks, fraudulent travel document, visa overstays, and the presence of foreign national without lawful admissions or parole. While CBP has collected biometric data from certain foreign nationals upon arrival in the US since the past several years, the new rule marks a significant expansion of the data collection process. The agency adds that the expanded system will eliminate the current exemptions of the children under 14 and seniors over 79 in the photograph capture process. The regulation will apply to all non-citizens, including immigrants, lawful permanent residents, green card holders, and those here illegally, and will give CBP authority to require facial recognition photography of these individuals at entry and or departure. The agency also states a preference for facial recognition as the biometric modality of choice given its operational feasibility in large-scale deployment. This regulatory document proposes that the rule will become effective 60 days from October 27, which is the official date of publication in the Federal Register. A similar proposal in November 2020 had led to opposition from civil rights groups and the American Civil Liberation Union and the Immigrant Defense Project. This association had pointed out that the facial recognition technology is known to be error-prone and to suffer from demographic bias, raising the risk that non-citizens, especially those from certain backgrounds, may be misidentified, detained, or subject to additional scrutiny. The coming weeks could see litigation as regards this rule. CBP contends that establishing a comprehensive biometric entry-exit system will bolster identity verification, reduce visa fraud, better detect overstays, and improve national security outcomes. It points to statutory mandates requiring the Department of Homeland Security to build an integrated system of entry and exit data from foreign nationals visiting the US. Once the rule takes effect, all travelers subject to the rule will be photographed upon arrival and departure. Failure to provide required photographs would render someone inadmissible or entry or subject to removal. सूर्य की पूजा का यह त्योहार छठ मैया जीवन में लाए खुशियां अपार. Message from President Shri Modi ji. महापर्व छठ के संध्या अध्रव के पवन अवसर पर अपने सभी परिवारजनों को मेरी अनंत शुभकामनाएं. सूर्यदेव की वंदना हर किसी के जीवन में नई ऊर्जा और उत्साह करे. जय श्री मैया. छठ उत्सव के पावन पर्व पर सभी देशवासियों को हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. जय शक्ति 2025. Gaming ban for St. Mrs. to lean on contact from Bangalore. Growth outlook stays strong despite uncertainties from New Delhi. Sensex jumps 567 tech cost record deals worth $1.5 million record sale. I thank all my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students, scholar, teacher, trainer, officer, official, listener, learner. I thank all my respected doctors and directors. I thank all my adorable ministers and managers. I thank all honorable education manager and district advisor. I thank the most honorable President Modi. Thank you, all of you. Have a nice day. Nice to see all of you. Good morning. Thank you.